All right, welcome back to Bayou Time. We'll be joined in a little bit by Captain Brennan Mathern, Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Department. He's also the Public Information Officer. The first one we'll talk about is Lafourche Parish Sheriff Craig Weber announced one man has been arrested. Another is being sought in connection to an armed robbery and cutoff. Eddie Coleman Jr., 25, of Golden Meadow, has been arrested. Detectives are seeking to identify a second suspect. Now, I want to be joined now by the captain, Brennan Mathern. And Captain, can you tell us a little bit about this story?
Sure. This actually occurred on the evening of April 28th around 8 o'clock at night. Two individuals were going to an ATM at the Hancock Whitney Bank here in Cutoff. And when they left the ATM, they were approached by two masked males with firearms that held them up at gunpoint. They ultimately, it was a couple of people, a male and a female, that were the victims. They stole the woman's purse, or rather, they stole several $100s out of the woman's purse, including funds that she had just retrieved from the ATM. Like you said, we went ahead and identified one of those individuals involved, and now we're asking the public to assist us with the second. Should be noted that it's a high bail amount for this. It's a $1 million bail, and I just think it's the nature. Obviously, a lot of things go into bail, but this is an armed robbery right outside of a bank. So this is definitely a serious charge, and we are hoping the public can help us identify the second individual involved.
Yeah, once you see that $1 million bail, you know it's serious business. There's a reward out on this one?
Yes, like with all Crime Stoppers, tips that come in is eligible for a reward of up to $1,000. And for an armed robbery like this, that's a pretty significant reward. You can call 1-800-743-7433. You can also use the P3 Tips app or the Bayou Tips app, which directly goes to Bayou Region. And of course, tips can be submitted on the website at crimestoppersbr.org. All the information you see on your screen now.
All right. And let's turn to another story, if we can, Captain. Lafourche Parish Sheriff Craig Weber announced the arrest of a cutoff man who stole a vehicle in the convenience store parking lot on Tuesday afternoon. Eric Vincent, 36, was arrested within 2 hours of the incident. So any more information on that?
Well, ultimately, within 2 hours, like you said, deputies were able to investigate, get to the scene, investigate, look at surveillance footage, and ultimately make an arrest. What helped us was a tip in this case, who helped to identify the suspect. But he was found just a couple of miles down the road, and we ultimately arrested Vincent, as you mentioned. We also located the stolen vehicle in a wooded area. It had been abandoned with some minor damage to it. So we were happy to get that vehicle back and get the victims back their property. What it should be noted, Martin, in this case is the vehicle was left running with the keys inside. Now, of course, we're not in the business of victim blaming, but I think we can all take a lesson from this. It's just not the 1960s anymore, and it probably wasn't a good idea then. We do have a great community, but what you don't want to do is provide an opportunity. A lot of crimes, when you talk about theft, or any kind of burglary or anything like that, is a crime of opportunity. And what you want to do is lessen that opportunity as much as possible. That's why we have things like surveillance cameras and home alarms or vehicle alarms. And in this case, by leaving the vehicle running unlocked with the keys in it, it made it an easy target for, in this case, a criminal to take that vehicle. So just again, urging citizens to protect their property. Even if you're just going in a store for a short time, make sure you lock that vehicle up.
All right, we have about 2 minutes left. Let me finish with this one. The Lafourche Parish Sheriff Craig Weber announced 2 men from Thibodaux were arrested for sex crimes involving the same teenager. Christopher Bourne, 34, and Henry Scott Jr., 38, each face charges in connection to the teenager. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so this was involving, like you said, the same 16-year-old teenager. Both of these individuals met this teenager on a mobile dating app called Grindr. They, after exchanging messages with the teen, they ultimately met and engaged in sexual contact, each of them, and just based on the information that we have is what resulted in the charges. In one case with Christopher Bourne, the sexual act was actually videotaped, so he had an additional charge of pornography involving juveniles.
Wow, that's incredible that we still hear all these stories with in the videotape, and it's not the first time we've heard this, so I know y'all work is cut out for y'all in a lot of different quadrants. But once again, great job to you and your guys and the sheriff for breaking some of these crimes and getting some of these people behind bars. And certainly we always appreciate you coming on. Anything to close with? We have about 30 seconds left.
No, just in this particular case, this last one we talked about, we just want to encourage parents to be involved in the lives of their teenagers. There's a misconception among parents that you're invading privacy by checking your child's phone or having access to their accounts. And that's just something we do not believe in. We believe it's being a good parent by knowing what your children are doing and who they're talking to, especially if you're paying that phone bill. There is no reason, there should be no expectation of privacy when it comes to that. Just, you have to know who your children are talking to.
All right, Captain. Always good seeing you. Keep up the great work. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, Martin. Pleasure to be here.
All right. We'll see you on the turn of the corner.